Hello, everyone. This is Tarot Jean coming to you on the scene from here in my kitchen. And today I have Sharri Gaines joining me from the Dancing Moon. And many of you know Sharri Gaines. She does yoga. She is a Reiki practitioner, and she's also a reflexologist. So she has brought us some practices today that can help boost our immune system, give us more vitality, help calm down some of our stresses and our anxieties. And these practices you can do on yourself. You can also share them with your friends and family, and because they can certainly help all of us feel more balanced and healthy as we deal with these stressful times. So welcome, Sharri.
Thank you, Jean. Glad to be here. And I'm really glad that you came up with this idea to share some practices that can help everybody now. We don't have to say that it's a stressful time, but stress is different for different people. So what I want to share today are 3 specific practices that I have used over the years. Some of them come from my yoga tradition. Some come from my skills as an energy practitioner and my studies of energy. And so I just think we should just dive right in. So
All right, sounds good.
Great. I'm going to demonstrate them, and I've only got one visual aid to show, so not too much clutter on the screen. So the first thing I'm going to demonstrate is something that is called the 3 thumps. And that might sound strange, but this is taken from Donna Eden's energy medicine book. And she is considered the premier energy medicine practitioner in the West right now. So these 3 thumps are going to be done on our body from the torso up to the neck. And they're designed to boost the immune system. They're designed to increase vitality, and they will. And they're also designed to, oddly enough, as we increase our vitality and our chi, our mind can calm down. So that's really what I'm going for here. And I've got to tell you, I was practicing these rather late last night, like around 11 o'clock, and at 12:30, I was still wide awake in a good way. So, don't practice them too late at night because they will revitalize you. So let's dive in. And Jean, if you want to do them with me,
I'll do them with you.
You'll get your own healing session from this. So the first of the 3 thumps is going to be done up here just below the collarbone. So I'd like everybody to go to the little bumps on the inside edge of your collarbones, and then take your first 2 fingers, index and middle fingers, put them together, put them right on the bumps of your collarbones, and then drop down about 1 inch and drop out to the outside of your shoulders about 1 inch, and just wiggle around there. And you should feel sometimes it feels a little bit tender there. You might feel a few tender spots. And if it feels tender, you're on the spot. So what we're going to do is we're just going to thump here. Don't hurt yourself. We're just going to thump and activate these points. They're on the kidney energy meridian. And we're just going to thump. And if you're doing this as a formal practice, I'm going to suggest maybe doing about 30 seconds here. So that's our first of 3 thumps. And then the next thump, we can stop that. The next thump, we're going to come down to the center of our breastbone. So the top of the breastbone is here. The bottom of the breastbone is right at the peak of the ribs. And we're going to go out halfway down. And on me, it's about where my V is on my neck. And we're going to take all of our fingers, put them together, fingers and thumb, and we're going to thump here. And we're thumping on top of the thymus gland. And that gland is considered the sort of the surveillance camera of our entire endocrine system. And again, about 30 seconds here. And then we can stop that. And just want to pass this on to everybody. I've decided that that's probably how Tarzan.
Hey, we can all appreciate the humor.
He got himself all wound up to go save the jungle. He thumped his thymus. So the third of the 3 thumps, I'm going to stand up just a little bit here and bend over, because we want to come just below the breasts, whether you're male or female, come down below the breast, the center of the breast, to the ribs. And again, if you wiggle around in there, they're a little bit tender, and we're going to thump right in there, again, with all the fingers.
This feels kind of weird. It just feels weird.
It does. And these are points along the spleen, the neurolymphatic spleen meridian or energy pathway. Now that one usually is a little tender. Is it tender for you, Jean?
It just feels kind of weird. I don't know. It's weird.
We're not used to thumping on our body.
No, we're not.
I'm going to sit back down in my chair here and go over them one more time. The first of the 3 thumps is right under the collarbones, then over the thymus gland, and then just under the breasts on the ribs, right here on the spleen meridian. Okay, there you go. Those are our 3 thumps. And if you don't like the feeling of thumping, you could actually just put your fingers in there and just press in and rotate. That's another way to activate these points. Some people, it does feel kind of strange, like you just said, but you can just rotate them. But you want to press in, not to the point of pain, but you want to give a firm press there, okay? All right, so that's the first set of immune boosting practices that you can do. And if you do them a couple of times a day, you don't have to, again, 30 seconds on each point, you're done, great. That's it. Now the next, I'm going to glance up here a little bit at my notes. The next technique that I want to show you is actually, one of them is actually done on the feet. So I'm not going to try to stick the bottom of my feet up here in the screen. That's why I've got my chart here. There's a point. If you can imagine that this is a foot, okay? There's a point right below the ball of the foot. So we're going to imagine that, there you go. We're going to imagine the palm of our hand here, the top of the palm is the ball of the foot. We want to come down right below the ball of the foot. So let me get my chart here and show you. And Jean, let me know if the folks can see this.
I can see it.
Good. So can you see where I've circled the 2 pink circles?
Yeah.
Right under the ball. So right under the ball of the foot on each foot. And if you want to do this, obviously, to yourself, I'm going to back up a little bit. What you can do, let me get this screen down here. You can cross your leg. Can you see my foot?
Yes, I can see it.
You can cross your leg here and use your other thumb and just press your thumb into that point. And just press and hold, or press and wiggle it around a little bit. And that is also a point on our kidney meridian. And that's called, I love the poetic name for this, Jean. It's called the bubbling spring, or the wellspring of life. And if you just press that point, if you just press in here, right here, press and hold about 10 seconds and release, and do that 3 or 4 times, or press and just, again, circle around. And I would do one foot and then I would do the other foot. If you're working on a friend or family member, you could do both of their feet at the same time. So let me readjust my screen here. So that is really, really good for calming anxiety. It actually also, it has another focus. It can also reduce, what's that called? Acid reflux in the stomach. It's very, very good for calming.
It's good for digestive.
Yes, it's very good for digestion because it's working on the center of the diaphragm as well. But it's very, very calming. It's called the bubbling spring, and it is meant to, again, sort of boost the chi so our energy is flowing. At the same time, that calms us down, because when the body comes into balance, it's happy. When it's out of balance, it's going, I don't like this. And then the next form of acupressure I want to share, and this one is really wonderful for, again, calming. It's good for balancing the hemispheres of the brain. And it can be for headache relief.
Oh, God, we could all use that with allergies right now, Sharri.
Exactly. You just reminded me to do something else, too. So I'm going to turn to the side here a little bit. I'm going to take our thumbs. We're going to take our thumbs, and we're going to go, I'm going to turn around. We're going to go to the little hollows below the base of the skull, right below your occipital ridge.
That feels good.
Yeah. So rest your hands on the back of your head. Press the thumbs in, and then just lightly tip your head back into the thumbs so you've got some pressure there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, if your thumbs are sore, you can use your middle fingers. Our thumbs and our middle fingers are the 2 strongest digits on our hand.
Or how about getting out one of our favorite gemstones?
You could do that as long as it's not sharp.
Stay away from the points, folks.
Another trick, Jean, is sometimes you can use 2 tennis balls, put stacked one on top of each other in a tube sock or in a sock and tie it real tight, and you can lay down and let the tennis balls sort of press into those points, and they're called still points. But I love the name of this point in Chinese medicine. It's called heavenly pillars. Heavenly pillars. So these are really, really good for just, again, relaxing. It really takes the tension off of the cervical spine, and it just helps bring energy up into the head. Again, opening up, because when we get afraid, we compress, right?
Yeah, we definitely do.
We contract when we're in fear, and because that's meant to save us from harm, but we've got to remind the body that we're not in harm right now, so we want to expand. So these practices are designed to kind of expand our body and expand our energy field. So that's the second one. And the last one, a lot of you may already be doing this or know of it. I'm taking this from the yoga tradition, and this is called the alternate nostril breath or alternate nostril breathing. And it looks odd. If you've never done it, bear with me. Throw your ego aside and don't be afraid to look silly.
Because we can't see you.
That's right. Everybody's at home now. But this is one of my go-to breaths for calming almost instantly. It brings your brain into balance. It calms you because it deepens your breath. And it interrupts fight or flight mode. It's amazing. Now, classically, the right hand is used. And I know this is my right hand. It may look mirror to you on the screen. But what we're going to do is we're going to turn or bend down our index and middle fingers, and we're going to bring together our pinky and our ring finger, and we're going to leave our thumb free. So this is what the hand gesture looks like. Got it? You got it. Now, turning the palm toward your face, take the thumb and just lightly close off the right nostril. We're going to inhale up the left nostril. At the top of the breath, use the ring finger and pinky to close that off, and then exhale down the right side. Inhale up the right nostril. Switch. Exhale down the right. Inhale up the left. Switch at the top of the breath and exhale down. Okay.
Wow, that is really relaxing. I can feel like it just went down a notch just by doing it like that 1 or 2 times. I really feel like it went down a notch.
I was going to say, Jean looks like she's gone to nirvana.
Yeah, I know. Well, because I've been dealing with the allergy thing. So it's like, all this extra pressure on your head,
Right. And you just reminded me, I'll show you something real quick that I wasn't going to include here for allergies since you mentioned that. But I wanted to give you a real brief demonstration, but a couple of things about alternate nostril breathing. Don't try to suck all the air out of the room at one time. That's not the goal. The goal is to do a slow, deep breath in, pause just for a beat at the top, and then you want to exhale. And you always exhale up the same side and switch. The switching is always at the inhale, at the top of the breath, okay? It might feel clunky and it might feel odd, but once you practice it for a few minutes, it's going to feel like rhythmic, very rhythmic. And it's really nice to close your eyes and just really experience the breath. You want it slow and deep, and you want to exhale fully. And when I've practiced this over the years, I start to almost feel like my breathing starts to feel like the ocean. The wave is going out, the wave is coming in. And your breath becomes literally like a beautiful rhythmic ocean wave. And those aren't just poetic words. You can really start to experience that. And it is a no dangerous side effect. Calm yourself down to interrupt crazy busy monkey mind and interrupt fight or flight mode and just stop. But the reason this is an enhanced breathing technique versus just sitting and breathing with both nostrils is it is forcing only one nostril to breathe so your breath is deeper.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and when you breathe in right one side, it's actually activating. It's, the right left brain crossover. So there's a lot of kinesiology balancing going on there. So that was where I was going to end, Jean. But since you brought up allergies, I wanted to offer a few acupressure points if we have time. And these are
Oh
super simple.
yeah.
When people's sinuses get blocked above and below, um, if you'll use your middle fingers and go into your cheekbones, about down from the center of your pupil. And sometimes they're tender, right on top of the cheekbones. You want to,
Oh yeah.
doesn't it hurt a little
Yeah, a
bit?
little. Yeah, a little
So
bit.
it's comfortable to it's comfortable to rest your elbows on a surface here and just use those middle fingers and then just press in. Just press and hold. Again, don't try to press so hard that you don't be aggressive. Don't be aggressive with it. Just be firm. So you want to press and hold there for, again, 10, 15 seconds and release. And then, so you can use that point for the lower sinuses, and then up here on our forehead, again, middle fingers are going to go right about the center of the eyebrows and up about halfway between the hairline and the eyebrows. And normally people would have their arms down, but I don't want to cover up my face here, so I'm going to wing my elbows out. You want to press in there, and again, just press and rub those spots. And usually you'll feel just a little tiny indentation in the bone. We have naturally built-in reflex points in our body. So you want to just do that for, again, 10, 15 seconds and do it 2 to 3 times as a repetition. And then here's the feel good one. Put your fingers right in the middle of your forehead and inhale. And as you exhale, press all the fingers in and pull the forehead out toward the ears. Just stretch the skin of the forehead and go back and do it again. We don't realize we hold tension in our face, but we do. Jean's got this going. She's got it going.
Yeah. Because in allergies, it's this pine stuff. I'm normally fine, but this pine stuff gets me.
It is. And right, even though we had some rain, we're in the thick of it right now. So anyway, those are my suggestions for relieving some anxiety, for building some vitality. And if they're new to you, great. You're going to learn something new. If you used them years ago and you forgot them, then pull them back out of your toolkit and use them again.
Oh, that was so wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully we can get together and do this again.
Absolutely, Jean. And thank you all for watching us. And remember that as soon as we can, I guess the moon will be back open as soon as we can all safely get back together again. Is that right?
Well, yes, but if somebody wants to contact you, what's the best way to contact you?
Probably you can just contact me at sharrigaines.com. That's my website. Or my email is sgainesyoga@msn.com. And Gaines is Gaines, sgainesyoga@msn.com.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much. And yeah, we're just going to let everybody know on social media or our website, what's happening. So, but yes, for right now, we are closed at the store.
Right. Okay, Jean. Well, I wish everybody a really fruitful sheltering in, and I wish all of us health and peace and happiness. Namaste.
Oh, namaste, Sharri. Namaste. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye.